Okay. Oh, hello.
Hello, Roxy.
Hi, Alexandra. Thank you so much for your patience there. Thank you. How
That's
are
all right.
you?
I'm good. I'm very good, thank you. I was excited and a bit nervous for our interview today.
Oh,
How are
you
you?
don't have to. I'm great, actually. A bit annoyed with Facebook, but it is what it
Yeah,
is. Actually, we had a few viewers already, and I really feel a bit of, oh, I really wanted to do this live,
I
but
know.
but it is what it is. So I'm glad we are
Yeah.
here. We already had like 16 or 17 people in the first minute there for us, but I'm sure they will have their questions, and we can answer to those questions later on. So it's
hmm
not a problem.
Sure.
Perfect. So thank you for being my first guest speaker for BU project for
Thank you
super.
for inviting me.
You're more than welcome. So this project, I think, is already, but just for everyone to know. So it's specific for Super Moms Magic Circle group on Facebook, and it's all about helping us to truly understand how is your life as a mom, as a business owner, to give us some tips, to tell us a bit about, your story, maybe some tips and advice, just to support other moms and
Mm,
business owners. So,
Sounds great.
perfect. I would like to start with something funny. If do you have a story, either from your motherhood or from a business, just something that happened in your life and it's quite funny to share with us, if you would like to, of course.
I was thinking about this, and it's more of a funny now, or it will be funny once I can prove that my business works. Just when I decided last year in the summer, after a turning point event in my life, I decided to pursue something creative for myself, something to bring me joy, but also develop into a business, and maybe in time I could make that become my full-time job.
Hmm.
In just after I took that decision, I found out I was going to be made redundant from my
Wow.
corporate world that I've worked for 12 years. So that was a shock to the system.
Mm,
But after the shock, the panic, and everything else, I decided maybe this is the sign from above to go full speed ahead with my passion and my dream, and to uh,
absolutely.
put on put on the work to make my dreams come true. So
Mm,
yeah, it could be sad and funny, both
absolutely.
together.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. That's so personal. Oh, well, it is what it is. And
It is.
I love that you took action. Honestly, I loved it. We know each other for quite some time now. So I have to say to everyone, you are amazing.
Mhm.
I love you as a mom. Alexandra has a toddler. I still call her a
Mhm.
toddler,
Yeah,
little
still.
Emma. Can you tell us something about your role as a mom? What do you like about being a mom?
Well, I think most moms can agree that it's the most amazing role that we have been given to fulfill in this life.
Mm,
Of course, there are challenges and there are hardships, and it's not easy at all. It can look
mm,
simple, but it's not easy. But yeah, she is the joy of my life, and her giggles and her hugs, and just seeing her grow and develop her personality, and our love developing as time
mm.
passes, and getting to know each other more and more, and spending time together and collecting all these memories is just priceless. And um, I simply love it, and I've been preparing for this my whole life for this role.
And you're doing an amazing job. You're doing such a good job. Can you tell us how? How do you know you're a good mom?
Um, Without any false modesty, I know I'm a good mom because I have been preparing for this role ever since I can remember myself. I remember I was playing with dolls and changing them and feeding them, and was
Mm,
pretending I was pregnant by filling my my belly with air when I was a little child. And I always took notice of how my mom raised me and other women around me. And Um, just the fact that I am very involved, very hands-on, very mindful of her
Mm-hmm.
emotions and trying to learn new methods and techniques to be as gentle as possible parent, but of
Mm-hmm.
course with the necessary limits and boundaries. I think that makes me a good mom, and I'm not a perfect mom. I don't strive to be a perfect mom. I have my moments of um, losing patience and all that, but
Mm.
I always try to repair if I did any damage. And um, yeah, it just shows now that she's a bit over 3. I can see her personality developing and
Mm-hmm.
her um, telling to her toys or to other children things that we have told her and how we behave with her, she behaves with others, and
Yes,
it's
it's
just a proof that,
incredible.
yeah,
It's incredible how they copy and paste everything we
yeah,
do. So they definitely mirror
of
our
course.
actions and our emotions. I know you did something beautiful for her birthday. I know you do that every year. And I found that out from your YouTube channel. It's amazing. Can you share that with us?
It started after her first birthday, just putting together a short video of small videos from along the year. And the first one was about 5, 6 minutes. Then the second one was 16 or 17 minutes. And now we we came up to a 1 hour video of short videos. And it takes me almost 2, 3 weeks to put it together when I
Mm,
have the time. But I think it's something that we will, all of us, her and me and her dad and immediate family will treasure forever. And
absolutely.
um, even she
It's
asks to see, am I as a baby or am I as a 1 year old? Even today we watched the the 2 year old one.
yeah.
And it's, yeah, it's amazing to see her grow in those
Yeah.
videos.
Such a wonderful idea. And to be honest, I'm thinking to do the same for my little one. So thank you for inspiration. I will definitely do that because Jason, he's 2, but he loves watching himself in the videos.
Mhm.
But I never thought to do like a movie for the whole year,
Mhm.
which is incredible. Thank you. I know you mentioned about the struggles. And now let's be real. This group, it's all about real struggles, real moms. And the reason why I call it Magic Circle, it's because I do want to be magical for everyone. We have our own struggles. It's enough just to be a mom. We have enough on our plate. But then when we juggle around and we try to do business as well, and we try to do, housekeeping, everything that we have to do, it's
Yeah.
a bit overwhelming. So, do you have a tip for us? Do you remember being in a situation when you found yourself, struggling as a mom, and how did you overcome that?
Well, I struggle most days, let's say. Um, I can talk about a period in my life, in my motherhood, where I felt like I was struggling even more. But maybe to start with, what I think makes the difference in me being able to cope with the situation and not is the fact that I have to prioritize fulfilling my needs as much as
Mm,
possible. And when I say needs is food, sleep, and exercise, first and
mm-hmm,
foremost. Um, I take great relaxation and um, I enjoy the endorphins after a good workout. And I can notice if I don't work out 2, 3 times a week that I struggle to cope with everything that life brings me.
mm,
So even if before a few years ago, I was working out only when I was also on a diet and tried to lose weight. Now I
yeah.
work out as a hygiene thing. Like I have to do this, otherwise I cannot be a good mom and a good
Mm,
wife and woman and so on.
mm,
So whenever I realize that I don't take care of my very basic needs, I
yeah.
realize that everything is slipping through. And
Yeah.
there have been hard times in my motherhood journey. Um, for example, when I went back to work after 13 months of maternity leave, I thought I had a good system in place to provide childcare for my little one,
Mm-hmm.
but it proved to be not the right scenario, not the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
It brought up some family issues, and it was a very,
Right.
very hard time in my life because I realized that once a baby comes into the whole dynamic of the extended family, it changes so much. And
Yeah.
if you thought that you could depend on someone and you could ask for help whenever you need it, you realize that not always it will be there, and the promises that were made in the past
Yeah.
are not coming true. And that was a
Mm-hmm.
very, very hard pill to swallow. But I
Right.
realized that it's my baby. I have to take care of her, and I have to do whatever is in my power to make it work. And we
Mm-hmm.
found solutions. We found external people to help. We found other members of the family that were very willing to help. So it all
Mm-hmm.
worked out very well in the end. But um, yeah, this is one thing that I did not expect in my motherhood journey to
Mm.
have such a rocked up world in the extended family.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being so honest. It means the world to me, honestly. And I'm pretty sure whoever is watching, because we're in the same boat, definitely. And I love the fact when you mention about your needs and finding out what your needs are in your role as a mom, as a wife, as a friend, and, all roles that we are. It's so important. And even in business, you do need to
Mm.
know your business needs as well. Now, tell me about your business. First of all, tell me the name and tell me how you came up with the name and tell me what you do. I mean, tell everyone what you do. And
Mm.
yes, I can't wait to to see the spark in your eyes because I know you have that spark when you talk about it. So,
So my business is called Emmrelle. It's a jewelry, handmade jewelry with focusing on pearls because I love pearls since the past 10 years I've been wearing them. Emmrelle comes a little bit from Emma. I wanted something to include her name, but not very straightforward, Emma Pearl or something.
mhm.
And I really like the name. I think it's short and sweet and
It's
luxurious
unique.
enough and
It
unique.
is.
Yeah.
It is. I love it. I love your brand. Honestly, it's
Oh, thank you.
amazing.
Yeah, so last year in the summer, after some events in my life that made me really consider what I want to do for myself, because I've always had a creative side that I haven't been taken care of since
Hmm.
I became a mom. I decided to do something creative on the side of my corporate job.
Hmm.
And after much thinking, I decided on the jewelry because I love creating with my hands and I love like
Yeah.
to be creative and to combine it with pearls, which is something that I wear all the time and I love all the time. It was a perfect match. And as I said earlier, after I found out that I was going to be made redundant, I
Hmm.
decided to take this as a sign and to go full speed ahead with preparing everything I need to bring this out into the world um, a brand, as a business,
It's a
not as a
business. Yeah.
something
As
handmade
a
on the
hobby.
side.
Hmm.
Yeah, not as a hobby.
And you did so
So,
well.
yeah,
Sorry for interrupting, I have to say, because I know all the insights and
you
I
know.
really, really want if you could share with us, because I think I told you before, I love the fact that you know how to plan, how to organize yourself, and how to work, with your strategy. Like I'm doing this content now, I do the pearls crafting
Mm.
now, I do. Please tell us, because I was mind blowing when I found out, how much things you did in such a short time. It's amazing. You managed to launch the business in a few months and you had like a business plan, you had everything, you had your materials, you crafted your first masterpieces. You did amazing. So please,
Oh,
that's a
thank
proper
you.
skill to have. Share with us if anyone is, at the beginning of their journey.
Okay, so when this idea came to my mind and I decided I want to pursue it, I thought, okay, let me try it out with some non-expensive materials to see if I actually like the craft of making jewelry and coming up with ideas of designs. So I bought some very cheap kits from online and I tried to play with it and I realized, yeah, I really like this. This relaxes me. This brings me joy. So I did that for a while. And then when I decided, yes, I want to pursue this, I started looking online for materials, for suppliers, to see what kind of combinations, to gather ideas for my first collection, to put everything together. I also worked with ChatGPT a lot to
Mm-hmm.
help me define my business plan, my ideal customer, my brand tone, um, also my branding. So I did the whole
Mm-hmm.
branding on my own because as a new
Fantastic.
starter, I don't want to spend money on anything that I don't actually have to.
Mm-hmm.
So I worked with ChatGPT to give me ideas of different fonts and different color schemes, color
Mm-hmm.
combinations, and in the end, I came up with everything for the branding.
Mm-hmm.
I also then placed the first order for the materials I needed, or I thought I was going to need. And I thought, okay, let me take this systematically because even before I got the materials, I thought, okay, I can start building the website before having the actual pieces made up. But I realized quickly that on Shopify, because this is the website platform I use, it really matters to have the photos and the descriptions ready so you can start building the
Website.
website. You can't do too much before you have all those ready, maybe just a bit
Mm-hmm.
of template shaping and customizing. So I thought, okay, I will take 2 or 3 weeks just to build the collection. And
Mm-hmm.
this was the most fun and the best part of it because I love creating so much. And I realized
You can't
afterwards that
stop.
yeah, I should have stopped much earlier and put a deadline of
Yeah.
5 earrings, 5 necklaces, 5 bracelets. No, I
Yeah.
did 30 pairs of earrings and 10
We all
bracelets
do
and
that. I
yeah.
can relate to that, and I have a few clients, and they can relate, even if they are coaches or they work, in different industries. This is the part that we enjoy the
Mm,
most,
yeah.
especially for us being creative, creating courses, creating a new program,
Yeah.
writing another book, and you never
And
publish
just
it
have to
because
stop,
yeah, exactly. So what I learned,
put
this is
it out
just a
there.
little tip, what it
Mm,
works for me. I learned to start, especially early in the morning, with the
mm,
hardest thing that I'm not
mm,
really good at, especially in business, in my business. Start with the hard thing, and then I can treat myself with the creative part
mm.
that I like.
Nice. Yeah.
So this is what honestly works for me so well because otherwise I'm just, doing the fun part that I love. And then when I have
Yeah.
to do the hard work is like,
Yeah.
So yeah.
But maybe we will get at that point where we will be just the creative directors and we'll have CEOs and other
Yes.
people to do the non-fun part of
Absolutely.
it. So,
I
yeah.
honestly, if you believe it in it, it's gonna happen, and I'm sure it
Yeah.
will. If this is what you want to accomplish, mindset.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know.
That's it's hard when you start, but you had some orders already, so obviously you are
Hmm.
starting, you're thriving, you're so good in your
Mm.
with your Instagram account. Obviously, you've been an influencer. I know this is the name of it, kind of,
Yeah.
but you've been
Kind
online
of.
for quite some time, yes,
Yeah.
and you have the skill, and it's amazing. I love your Instagram posts. Honestly, you're doing a brilliant job there. Do you
Thank you.
have any of your masterpieces with you? Do you have any jewelry there?
Yes, well, I am wearing one of my necklaces that will come out in the next collection in a few days, hopefully in 1 week. It's
Hmm.
my Valentine's Day, or I want to call it love collection.
Okay.
And the ring, and well, you can't really see them, my earrings.
Oh,
Um, and yeah, I have many, many to bring out in the new collection. Again, it was very
oh.
hard to stop.
Mm.
Um, but what I realized after making the first collection, that was the fun part, but having to take all the photos and to edit all the photos and to make all the
Mm.
descriptions and come up with the pricing and everything, that was the lengthier part of
Yeah.
everything. And I also set a very hard deadline for myself to launch the business at the beginning of December,
Hmm.
so I could take advantage a little bit of the Christmas shopping. So it was a very busy end of
Yes.
last year.
But you did
Um,
it,
I
which is
did it,
amazing.
yeah.
So, is there anything you learned along the way, like through your struggles and everything you did so far?
Um, I learned to be uber organized and disciplined with my time. If in
Mm,
my corporate job I could even start the day slowly and between the meetings have some time for myself and not really push 8 hours a day. Now that I have limited time and so much to do, and it's only me that I can do all these
hmm.
things, I am very, very disciplined and I work 4 or 5 hours at a time without even taking any break. And maybe that's not the best thing in the world because I also feel like I'm burning out here and there.
Yeah.
But using all these new features with AI, ChatGPT, and
Hmm.
Canva, all the different templates, and everything that is out there that's not very expensive, but will help me to be more efficient and do things better and faster, I take advantage of. I think business owners, and especially in the beginning, you have to
Yeah.
um, keep up with the technology and use it in your advantage. Otherwise, I don't
Yeah,
think we will succeed.
absolutely. What I really like about you is that you definitely know how to manage your time effectively, even if you feel like maybe you don't, but actually you do, from my perspective at least. And tell us, what's your secret? How do you know how many hours to spend? How do you know how much time you need to spend with Emma? How much time you need to spend with your husband, with Luna, your dog, with your business? How much time you need for your self-care? You mentioned about going to the gym and doing classes. How do you know?
I don't know. I I heard this time management method from a friend to put rocks and pebbles into your calendar,
Hmm.
in your schedule. Rocks meaning it's something set in stone, you cannot move it, so it's highest priorities. And then pebbles, yeah, they are important, but you can move them around and shift them from one day to another.
Mm.
So for me, working out 3 times a week, it's a rock. And spending time with my little one 4 or 5 hours a day is a rock. I know that I wouldn't feel good about myself as a
Hmm.
mother, as a
Mm.
woman, if I don't spend that time with her because I don't want to miss her life and just
Of
realize, oh,
course.
I focused on the business and she grew up and who is she?
Hmm.
So those are very important rocks for my schedule. Now, time with my husband, time for myself, this is where things get a bit more fluid because um, the time that is left, I will prioritize for my business because, as I
At this
said, it's only
stage.
me that, yeah,
Mm.
it's only me that can do all these things because I don't have the funds and resources to hire so many people to do these things for me. So I realized that I actually sit down and work maybe 6, 8 hours a day, four or
Mm.
5 hours during the day, and many of the evenings I work 2, 3 hours. And then I also realized that my brain never stops, and I always come up with some new thought and write it down,
Mm.
or if I have a minute, I'll scroll a bit and send myself content ideas or
Yeah.
all these things. So that's also extra time working, though
Yeah.
it's not really time working. One thing that I really waste too much time on is scrolling on the internet in the evening. I struggle
Mm.
to fall asleep without scrolling for an hour
Yes.
or two sometimes,
We are all
which
guilty of that. It's a really bad
yeah,
habit, and it's just one of those habits that it's so hard to
yeah,
change it
yeah,
unless you're really, really motivated to actually make a change. I know. It's
yeah. Even though last a few nights ago I went to sleep earlier and my mind was still racing about, oh, I could do this and that and this and that. So I thought, okay, let me just open my notes so I can write something down, an idea that
mm,
just came to my mind. And of course, then I was sucked into scrolling for another hour. So
yeah.
that's annoying, but
It is. That
yeah.
maybe it might work if you want to try having notebooks. I have like five,
Mm.
6 of them. This is how you know you're a good entrepreneur, I think,
Mm.
having notebooks all
Notebooks
over
everywhere.
around. Yeah. And they're like, oh, this is how you are, right? You're just
Mm.
creative. And I have one in my bedroom. I have one in the kitchen. I have lots
Mm.
of them. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
This year, yeah, I think I have 5. just starting this year.
Wow.
It's
I
crazy.
have lists on my phone.
Oh yeah, well that's full already,
Um,
but I love
yeah.
for me it
Mm.
works pretty well,
That you're
the
writing. Yeah.
handwriting. Yeah. Now, if you can give us another tip, that's we talked about bad habits, which yeah, I
Mm.
appreciate being so open. Now tell us about a good habit, something you're really religious about, something that really, really works for you, and you definitely, it's a rock. You definitely stick to it
For the business or just life in
in
general?
life in general. Or you can give us, oh, that's is really good. Do you have one for the business and another one for life, or?
For the business, I think a habit that I am implementing now is to batch work on a specific topic. I take 1 or 2 days to batch content create and edit
Mm-hmm.
and put together everything, including the um, cover photo and the text and everything, just to have them ready. And then
Mm-hmm.
making a schedule. Okay, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I post this and this and this, and then I go into the list. Okay, this is today. I just download from Canva or wherever I put them
Mm-hmm.
what I need, and that keeps me organized and make sure that I can post because many days I don't know what happens. Maybe I am
Mm.
caught into some parenting thing, or maybe I
You,
get very focused on something else for the business. So I
yeah.
forget, oh, and then the day passed and I didn't post anything. And I know that that's the only way I can get my name out
Yes,
there
of
and
course.
to promote myself. So
And that's
I
really
think,
clever. I love it.
mm,
This is how I started. When was it? 2019, when I started my YouTube
mm,
channel. I remember it was so crazy, it was so bad. And I realized, like, if I do the setup and I'm going to be in front of the camera, how about if I record 2 or 3 videos
yeah,
now?
yeah, yeah.
Because I already had the setup. Then when I go into editing, let me
Hmm.
edit, 2 or 3 videos.
Yeah.
So honestly, this saves you so much time. Yeah, I
Because
love
it's
it.
also different parts of the brain that you have to
Mm,
set up and get into the flow of that action. And if you jump from one thing to another, I think it's way too overwhelming and
yeah.
exhausting. So I do this with other things, with actually creating, okay, I'll take 4 hours now just to put together all the pieces and then take the time to
Mm,
take photos of everything for the product shots and then the flat lay shots and then the model shots, but
yeah.
everything in their time.
Yes, absolutely. And
Mhm.
one more thing I learned from you, and especially from you, I think it was on your YouTube channel when you meant you're very aware and you are so mindful and you work on yourself so well for the last couple of years on your
Mm.
personal development and on your awareness and mindfulness in general. And you know yourself so well. Of course, you are still discovering parts, but I remember you mentioned something about reading books or actually listening to
Mm.
audiobooks. Can you share that with us?
I still do listen to audiobooks. I find it very, very hard to read books. I don't know
Hmm.
if there is a something disorder in my brain that
No, you have too much on your
I
plate
cannot
now. You're
focus.
especially
Yeah,
now
but
when.
even before, I always struggled. I feel like just reading,
Mm,
if I'm not really sucked into the reading, then my mind just wanders off, and I realize after 5 rows that I didn't really catch anything, then I had to go
mm,
back. So I love listening to books, but I have to do something with my hands if I listen.
yeah.
Otherwise, my mind also wanders off. So if I do something very automatic that I don't have to think about too much, like last night I was taking product photos, I was listening to a book and I really got sucked into it and I was enjoying it. And it makes the boring activities a bit more fun and a bit more entertaining. And I I jump between self-help books or personal development books and fiction, light
Hmm.
fiction, depending what's my mood
Yeah.
and how exhausted I am and how I feel in the moment. So
Thank you so
yeah,
much for sharing that.
audiobooks really help.
That's
Yeah.
it's so important to know yourself and to know exactly
Mm.
what you need, going back to your needs. And because
And not
you
fight
found
it
this,
because yeah.
yeah, this is you, be you, be true to who you are. And that's amazing. It's amazing. You don't have to force yourself to do something, but yeah, I love it. I love it. Now, I know you mentioned about your new collection for Valentine's Day and Mother's Day. Can you tell us a bit more about it and where people can find you and about delivery? Do you do global delivery,
Mm,
international delivery? Just talk us a bit about your
mm.
those sides of the business before we end our call.
Okay. So I have my website, emmrelle.com, and you can put here on this description the
Yes.
link, the direct link.
Hmm.
And my main social channel is now my Instagram, emmrelle.jewellery.
Hmm.
I Another tip, I try to focus as well on posting at least the same material on TikTok and Facebook and
Hmm.
YouTube, but I realize I'm burning out and I have to
Mm.
focus on one because it's not sustainable. Even just sharing it takes some time and then going back and
Yes.
forth to see if our views growing and
Yes.
it's
And your ideal client, it's mainly in on Instagram from
I
your
think
research
so.
and
Yeah.
yeah, your
Yeah.
audience is there. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So these are the main two channels, and I'm planning to launch this new collection, which includes six necklaces, two bracelets, and three rings and five earrings, I think, all
Hmm.
with small heart
Hearts.
details.
Oh,
And yeah, I love hearts.
so
And I
do I.
think they're suitable not just for Valentine's, I think it's for year long.
Yeah.
I'm pushing myself to launch it on Friday next week so that people have
Hmm.
time to choose their pieces and then I can ship them out and hopefully get to them by Valentine's Day.
Hmm.
And I do ship worldwide.
Nice.
I can ship to hope almost any country.
Hmm.
My focus for promoting and everything is at the moment UK and US because I know for Europe there are some higher import fees and customs fees, and
Hmm.
I don't know if I mean, of course I can ship, but the customers have
Yeah.
to be aware that there might be some extra tax when they get the
Hmm.
parcel.
But so far your orders have been from UK or from US so far?
I had both from UK, US, and Romania because I'm Romanian
Hmm.
and my yeah, I have friends there and
Yeah.
people that followed me on the YouTube and so on.
Hmm.
Yeah, they order some, which is great, but that's how I learned that they have some import fees to pay when they get the parcel, and that's probably
Right.
a bit off-putting
Hmm.
for many people. So
And you
yeah.
also give us advice about how we can take care of the jewelry.
Hmm.
And I know from your website, I learned about what true pearls really mean because I had no idea before, to be honest, the difference between them. And it's quite a lot. You put your salt into your business and your
Mm-hmm.
passion. And like you said, you're wearing those pearls for the last 10 years. And now
Mm.
you have the opportunity to craft them and to actually be
Yeah.
proud of your products. And
Mhm.
that's amazing and it's beautiful.
Mm.
I really honestly, I thank you so much for your time and thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. Mm.
You're more than welcome. And definitely, I will put the details of your business where people can please go on Instagram,
Mhm.
follow her
Mhm.
store.
Thank you.
And yes, if I'm pretty sure you're gonna have some promotions or some discounts now with the Valentines.
Hmm.
Just keep an eye on the
Yeah.
website. They will see the discounts there. I know you always do
Yeah.
promotions. So this is all from today. Do you
Thank
have
you.
any questions for me before I let you go?
No, no. I think we, yeah, we talk in private when I have. Well, Roxy is my friend, my very dear friend, and I know all her knowledge and what she does. And 2 weeks ago or a week ago, I messaged her, Roxy, I'm burning out. I need some coaching, and we had a little chat, and she helped me with some tricks here and there.
Hmm.
So she's really amazing, and
Oh,
I'm
thank you. I
very.
didn't mean that. Bless you. Now I remember our text. I remember I was like, "Oh, Roxy, I think I need some mompreneur coaching sessions or
Yeah.
something." And I was like, "Oh, bless you." And I think the first thing I
Sorry.
told you, I'm like, I'm glad you noticed that. I'm glad you
Mm,
noticed it before going it too deep into burnout. So I was like,
mm.
ring the bell, be proud of yourself that actually you notice that, you're going a bit, yeah, going in that direction. So there's the first thing,
Mm.
awareness, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's brilliant. Well, thank you again. And
Thank you.
we definitely probably we're gonna have you around anyway in the group, maybe later on if you want to
Hmm.
share more with us. And if anyone has any questions, they will know where to find you. And I will
Yeah.
give them the opportunity to ask some questions and I will go back to you for the answers. Okay?
Yeah, I can keep an eye on the video when it's posted and I can answer there directly as
Oh,
well. So
that's lovely.
yeah.
And then I
Thank
will,
you.
yeah, so please join Emmrelle. I will leave the website link here. And place some orders. Why not? That would be brilliant. Thank you
I'd be
for
happy.
absolutely. I know you will. And they will be with the products as well. Well, that's brilliant, Ale. Thank you so much. All the
Thank
best.
you.
Good luck with
All the best
everything.
to you.
And happy Valentine's in advance.
Yeah, to you too.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.